Comment management and monetization, huge thing if you're advertising on Facebook. So once you start advertising, you will get positive and negative feedback, positive and negative comments. It's important you monitor your comments and you deal with them. There are many advertisers, especially like coaches, they don't read their comments at all because, let's face it, there are many assholes on Facebook, and some of the comments that they make, they're not really nice. So especially if you try to establish a personal brand, some of the comments really hurt. And therefore, many advertisers do not really look at the comments because they say like, okay, some comments, even though it's maybe just like 5%, there's negative feedback, it hurts my feelings. Well, if that's the case, then find a person to monitor and to handle these comments. But the point I want to make is that comment management and monetization is a huge thing, a huge point of leverage. Few things you have to do. Number one, do not underestimate the value of the first comment. People do not only read the ad text, the headline, they not only watch the video of your ad, they also read comments, especially when you're advertising in a niche where people tend to be very skeptical. There are many Facebook users, and maybe you're the same, they actually look at comments as a review section, similar to the review section on Amazon. So especially if you're selling a product or a service, if you're asking for money, they're looking for Facebook users who purchased this product already. Therefore, make sure that the first comment on your ad is positive. And if it's negative, you can, for example, just change under fan page settings the order of how the comments are displayed. The consequence of that little change will be that the comment will be still there, but not as visible as before. If you're getting comments, answer them. That will trigger some more fan engagement, just as you can see here in the case of Cool Tech Trends. Those guys were advertising a CPA offer from GiddyUp, for example. There's Scott Moore. He had the question, and Cool Tech Trends replied to that question. What happened? 2 more users also posted a comment, and 2 users liked the comment of Cool Tech Trends. Well, what's the result? User engagement, and that gets your relevance score up. And the relevance score, or a higher relevance score, has a positive impact on your CPCs, your CPMs, and your CPA. And by the way, this is also a great conversion booster because you're addressing customer concerns, customer questions. So when Scott Moore had a question and a concern why he shouldn't purchase, and you address that concern, then well, maybe the next step is that he will purchase the product. And that happens very, very, very often. Then, apart from answering comments, you can also monetize comments by posting, and this is really simple, but it works. Post a link to your offer, to your product in the comment section. And there are really 2 different ways to do that. Number one, if you have a user who asks a product-related question and he's just about to buy the product, just as Dan Riemann here. He asked, would this work on a 96 Corvette? How much is it? Where can I get it? Well, if that's the case, then it makes definitely sense to post a link to your product. And by the way, you can see 4 Facebook users who like that reply, that comment. And guess what? That has a positive impact on your relevance score. Another way to do it, it's more spammy, but it also works, is posting the same comment underneath each and every user comment and linking out to your product every single time. It can be as simple as what Cool Tech Trends did here. Hey, you can get it by either clicking on Learn More or clicking on this link. So even if Facebook users ask a question about the product, they're not really in buying mode yet. This doesn't matter. Just post the same text, post a link to your product. As I mentioned before, it's a bit more spammy. So if you're running CPA offers on Facebook, this is okay. But if you have your own business, if you advertise yourself as a personal brand, I wouldn't do it. I would only post a link to the product if the user kind of really asks for it. We talked about comment monetization, but apart from monetizing comments and monitoring comments, you also have to deal with negative feedback. And what many Facebook advertisers are doing, we also did that in the beginning, and that's wrong. It's just hitting the delete button frequently. Whenever we saw like negative comments, negative feedback, we just hit the delete button. Don't do it. Don't use the delete button, use the hide button instead. And you should only hide comments if they're very negative, like really bad. So for example, if you're getting something like, I ordered your product and this was by far the worst purchase decision in my life, I'd rather die than buying from you ever again. Especially if that's like the first comment on your ad, well, it will not really have a positive impact on your conversion rate. So if there is something that's super negative that no one should see because it really impacts your conversion rate really badly, and if there's no way to respond to that comment, then hit the hide button. However, if the comment is okay, meaning that it's not really positive, but it's also not so negative that you have to get rid of it, that you have to hit the hide button, then respond to that comment. Why? Well, first of all, it will prevent other people from posting similar comments. People are lazy, and very often they get like angry because they see your ad, there's something they don't like about it, and they're just about to write something bad about you, and then they see, oh, there was another user, there was Frank, he already noticed that, and he just said what I was about to say. Then they go like, okay, at least Frank said it, so I don't have to say it as well. Apart from that benefit, there's another one. If your ad goes through manual review, you're actually appearing to Facebook as a real company addressing customer concerns, which is a plus. Also, to other Facebook users, you're not appearing as an affiliate, you're appearing as a real company addressing customer concerns. Already mentioned that before. And also, if you respond to comments, that will get your relevance score up, because the user that you addressed will respond, or another user will respond. That has a positive impact on the relevance score because your user engagement goes up, and eventually that will impact your CPCs and your CPMs. Long story short, don't hit the delete button, hit the hide button, but only if the comment is very negative. If the comment is okay, then respond to it. It will prevent other people from posting similar comments. You're appearing as a real company addressing customer concerns to both Facebook and Facebook users, and you're triggering more fan engagement. And hey, you shouldn't be the one who responds to comments. Get a VA or work with tools, comment management tools like Agora Pulse. That's a tool that we're using, for example. Your job is to advertise on Facebook, to make sure that they're profitable campaigns, but your job is not to monitor comments, to respond to comments. It's a very time-consuming task. It's an important task, but something that can be outsourced very easily. So use tools like Agora Pulse, or find a VA on Upwork, on Fiverr, get someone from your team. These people do not really cost much, but please make sure that you monitor your comments, that you engage with the comments that you are getting, and most importantly, monetize comments. By, for example, posting links to your product. You will see that this will get your conversion rates up, it will get your ROI up, and it's something that only, in my opinion, only the top Facebook advertisers are doing consistently. And guess what? There's a reason why they're doing it, because it works and because it has a really big impact on your campaign performance.